Well, hello everyone.
Hi. It's cool.
Anyway, I have to rank these bosses today. Well, you remember that one time I ranked Origami King's bosses? Now it's time for probably my favourite Paper Mario game. Maybe not my favourite, but I do like this game. I will still rank Color Splash bosses even though I don't have my Color Splash game anymore because of my Wii U. Because of, well, this existing. And Color Splash I was okay with, but Paper Mario Sticker Star is probably my favourite game from the series because you can have multiple save files, and I really like that. But anyway, I can't hold you anymore, and hopefully let's see what I'll get up to today. And I better rank these bosses in Paper Mario Sticker Star. While also in this ranking, I thought I'd mention I will try and put like the stickers required to defeat these bosses if it is required most of the time. Or if it'll make it easier, I will put stickers. And this is probably a boss that I can just defeat of a finger. In a snap of a finger, I could defeat Bowser Jr. This is the first time Junior fight, by the way. Sounds it up. And because you have scissors, because you can just use your scissors and just there you go, you won. Also, I'll try and this is the absolute neck. This is actually just the fight. 2 levels after the Bowser Jr. fight, you get the Kamek fight in 1-3, and this one's probably the easiest version because Kamek does not flip-flop you. And also, no, I'm not talking about the name of my channel. That's not. We don't talk about that. But anyway, also, you try and leave a comment and don't skip forward in the video, and try and guess what my #1 spot is. And it might not surprise you that much what it is. But anyway, yes, but this one's pretty simple, and I even wasted stickers in this because sometimes I used a good thing and then I just snapped it out. It's not fun in order to have a boss like this one, but it is an optional boss, of course. And I don't know whether or not I repeated it because I have my folding boss. It's not fun to have 2 slots just to defeat a boss. I feel like it's more coin dependent. Luckily, this boss is avoidable, so it's not the worst. It would have been the worst if it wasn't avoidable. But I probably wouldn't. It's avoidable, which is also a bad factor. Okay, time for a boss. And also, I forgot to mention this. Some of these bosses are actually cheatable. But I'll try and go through the normal strategies instead of the strategies used to cheat the bosses. Because then that might lower the factor. And this is one of those bosses, Mega Sparkle Gura. Basically, usually if you wanted to cheat this boss, you'd have to put it in its main phase by maybe using a tap sticker or something. I don't know. Then you play the words out of order a little by getting the trumpet, leaving the level, getting the secret door. Good door from all the way in 3-6. Opening the secret door, taking the water pistol, as it's called here, and then mashing the A button, and then using one more sticker, and then it's just down in one time. But the real strategy is to actually attack it a little when you can see it's exposed, and they just throw Goombas at you. And when the bit is sticky and a little exposed, that's when you use either the fan to blow it apart or the scissors to cut it. And then you just defeat it as normal. It's pretty simple for the first raw sticker boss, but it is what it is. Okay, it's time for a boss that I actually had some trouble defeating. The Gateway into World 4, you'd have to defeat the Mega Cheep Cheep. You'd have to have the Fish Hook. So that means it's pretty much coin dependent to beat the game, because you need at least 80 coins to beat the game. Because you need the Fish Hook. I don't know any way to pass without the Fish Hook. Because then it'll go in the water and then you have to use the Fish Hook. Then you have to defeat it. Or it can blow up, which can actually eliminate you, so you got to be very careful here. I don't want this to be too long, okay? This is a boss that actually can get a little annoying, and I'm not very a fan of it too much, but there is a strategy I can use that makes it not that bad anymore. The big scuttlebug. Basically for this boss, it's hiding on a web and you won't have a battle spinner because you lost your partner. Or Kirsty. Anyway, whatever. Yeah. But you can use the scissors actually in order to remove the web. You can do that. You can actually use the scissors to remove the web, but you have to find enough stickers before the boss. And then you have to try and defeat the boss right after. Which is a little annoying, but it's not that bad. If you know, because if you know the scissors can cut the web first. Okay, it's time for the top 10, and this boss, many people actually hate this boss to be fair. And I can blame them, but can't really blame them for hating it. Because, well, they have their own opinions, and I have their own opinions. And I don't allow swearing in the comments either. And you have it. And let's talk about the final boss, Bowser. Bowser requires like certain things. And here are some examples. Because you could have like, you need, for the first phase, you'll need either the drawing pin, the tape, or the stapler in order to get rid of the enemy spawners. The next phase you'll need the scissors, tailor shears, barber scissors, or the sewing clippers in order to defeat the womp. The next phase is you'll need the air conditioner, the fridge, and the shaved ice paired with the bellows fan or paper fan in order to finish the first phase, not first phase. Right, like I was saying, all these things are required, and there's also 2 phases, which is fun, and this is the only boss in the game you can do multiple times, because the other bosses are just like a one-time thing, and there's no like thing and like in the army thing to defeat every boss you want. I like the bosses and the thing stickers required. I'm like one who actually likes that gimmick. Am I the only one? Hopefully I'm not. Alright, the next boss requires multiple things, and also I just did this one. Mr. Blizzard, you actually need more. Yeah, actually, wait. And anyway, you need to defeat the Mr. Blizzard. You need 5 things, not just these 2 over here. You need like maybe the magnifying glass, lighter, heater, or is it the radiator? Whatever you need. Multiple things, not just all the things. I wouldn't have listed them all. The main thing sticker is actually this oven, but you don't really need to use them all if you pair it up with the stereo. And because it actually starts off as a Bowser snow sculpture, and if you just keep spamming the 5 things, apart from like these 2, like you could use the matches, oven, magnifying glass, lighter, hairdryer, radiator. That's probably not even all of them. You can even use some fire flowers. But you know something, if you use an ice flower or something ice related, it'll actually give it health. I'm not actually joking, it actually does that. I can actually do that. I'm actually talking seriously here. So you better be careful in this one. And let's see what the next one has for. And this is the next version of the Kamek fight. The Kamek on top of the Yoshi Sphinx in 2-3. I think, or is it 2-2? I don't know. I think it's 2-2. And this one's actually different as your stickers get changed to flip-flops. And if you flip, you can flip them, but if you fly as high, it's impossible for it. And you have to hope you get like a random sticker just come in. And if you use the flip-flops, and you also lose stickers because you do not know what sticker it was before it got turned into a flip-flop. You could be using a sticker you'll need for something else. That's why you have to sort them out. That's why you always sort them out. If you're like I think during World 4 or 5, like after World 4 or 5, and when you're just going on World 4 or 5, there's a fight that's actually unavoidable with Bowser Jr. I actually thought I could avoid it. Maybe you can avoid it. Maybe you could. I don't know if you can avoid it. I think you can, because it's very hard to avoid it. Because you could just finish World 4 if you beat the Enigma Mansion and use the secret door to get back to Devilbug. But anyway, it's not really different, but if he's holding with one, then you jump on him, so you can damage boost to defeat him, which is, I really like that. Anyway, I better move on. The next one is one some people struggle with, and I used to struggle with, but then I figured out what I needed to do, because there are multiple methods. Let's talk about Big Boo. Big Boo requires some things, like Big Boo could use, you'd either need the air conditioner, refrigerator, shaved ice, fan, bellows, paper fan, soda or fizzy drink, as it's called where I am, tap, watering can, and things like that. Also, things like that. For example, there could be a lot more that I'm unaware of, so let me know in the comments, or I could have forgotten about those. Anyway, and you use them because when the boo goes invisible, and when it goes invisible, all you have to do is just use one of the things, and then use one of the things, and then there you go. That did it good. And that would have done it good, yeah. And it's just simple. Or you can again cheese the boss, like some of these bosses you can cheese. Yeah, like some of these bosses you can't really. Mega Sparkle Goomba is the only cheesable boss up to this point. And then Big Boo is also cheesable. With the stereo and water pistol. Trick. In 6-2, I don't know why I said 6-3 there. That's just a typo, hold on. Right, sorry about that. Anyway, the way you defeat it is Bowser Jr. has a shield and you can use the tail to defeat it. There are multiple ways to defeat it. You can use the tail to defeat it, and we'll use like a boombox squirt gun combo maybe, or not boombox stereo it's called here. Not squirt gun either, it is. It is actually water pistol. Actually, maybe those words is actually allowed on this YouTube, I don't know. But, and you can do very much things, but it's just not as enough. Let's go to the next one. This boss the boss we've got next for the number 4 spot is kind of not very fun, but it can be very fun if you know what you're doing. PT Piranha. The way to defeat PT Piranha is, well, you have to get your partner back by when he's laid down after doing the spin, keep jumping until the partner comes back, and then it's just the fight as normal. There's not that much to it, really. There's not much to it, not much for me to speak about, but yeah. Now it's time for the next one. And this one you can also cheese as well. Tower Power Pokey. The way you cheese it is you actually get the stereo and the water pistol. The stereo and the water pistol. Power block. You have to use a power block to crumple it. Use the stereo to do double damage, and then you use the water pistol to take it down in one turn. But if you don't cheat the boss, you instead have to wait for it to have all its segments up. Then use the baseball bat in order to remove him. In order to remove all the segments. That's the intended way to do it, and I prefer the cheating this one specifically because it would take longer otherwise. Alright. This is a boss that some people might have predicted to be my number 1. Because of but no. Kamek in Bowser's Castle is actually number 2. Because it's the same flip-flop mechanic and he actually clones himself, which is cool. And cool enough, but not cool enough. If only if the soundtrack was different though. And now the best Paper Mario Sticker Star boss is Goopa Blooper. And basically how you can also again cheese this boss by doing the same thing with the power block, stereo and water pistol. But here I don't really like doing that here. But if it gets too hard to do, what you're actually meant to do is attack it a bit until it starts to become purple. And when it's purple, you use a sponge, and then it'll try and poison you, but it'll poison back at itself. But if it does poison you, don't worry, and because you can just use the tap to clear all the stuff. And then yeah, it's not that bad. Yeah, it's also fun. I like the music. I wish I could listen to it right now. Yeah, you'd have to look it up. That's the thing on the